Hello, guten Tag. I'm Herr Weaver, and if you're watching this video, your student is in our German survey of German Lit class. And that also means that we've met each other before, but not ever like this, right? Strange times we're living in, and we're just going to do the best we can, and I think we're going to do a really good job, certainly as good as any other school is going to do. And so far we have a really good start and a smooth start, and that's maybe the best we can ask for right now. So your kids are just doing great with the all the protocols that we have. They seem to kind of just hit the ground running as far as knowing what we want from them and knowing what they need to do and what they should be doing. So a lot of that credit has to go to you because we've only had them for a few days at this point. So I just want to go over the course real quick, just with the syllabus. Or not, the syllabus is posted on my cache. I think it's posted in the same area that this video is posted, so it's pretty easy to get to. And you'll see there that some of the things I'm going to go over, some things I'm going to go over are not in the syllabus, but this is a survey of German Lit, and the best way to get hold of me, if you need to, is that's my phone number right there. And feel free to send me a text at any time. And that's the quickest way to get hold of me, because I will see that, and I will, if it's an emergency, I can get hold of you right away as soon as I see it. Or if it's not an emergency, that's fine too. That's just the best way to get hold of me, quickest way. And I will call you back at the next passing period, or if you need more time to talk, I can call you back when I have a break in the day, at lunch, or I have a break just before, a little bit before lunch as well, an off period. My emails are on there. The best email to use is the kweaver@cashahall.com. That's my private email, but I certainly will be checking the kweaver@cashahall.com email a lot more during the school year. We have 2 textbooks, and they're both relatively thin textbooks. There's a lot of material in there. And the first one's kind of a greenish looking textbook. You may have seen it, called Allerlei zum Lesen. Yeah, everything possible to read. And it is a really good survey book. That's kind of what the title's moving towards. And then in the fourth quarter, we will read a novella. It's over 100 pages long. We'll read it a little bit at a time over the fourth quarter. And it's called Bitter Schokolade. And it's bitter chocolate. It's just about what it looks like on the syllabus if you see it written out. Yeah, the majority of the class, of course, will focus on literature. The majority of the class will be in German. Of course, a lot of that will be from us reading out loud here in class. But again, this is still kind of a new skill for even coming out of German 3. The textbooks we have don't give a whole lot of guidance on longer readings. They have some short little articles, things like that. But as far as reading a narrative story, there's not so much of that. There are some really well-known authors, for instance, like Heinrich Böll, who's a Nobel Prize winner, and also Günter Grass, who's also Nobel Prize winner, I think, in early 2000s. But in addition to that, there's a lot of authors here that are famous. Some of them date back, it's a survey class, date back to the 18th century. There'll be a little bit of reading from them, probably some more so poetry, all the way to more modern writing from some Swiss, Austrian, even some Czech writers who wrote in German, and of course German writers. So we'll have really a pretty good survey of time and of geography, where German writers existed from the 18th all the way to the 21st century today. We will go through each story. I'll make sure that the kids know what's going on in the stories, so there really won't be any surprises when it comes to the tests and quizzes over the content of the story. I tell the students this, but this is not a class where we're making symbolic connections or finding certain aspects of the author's life somehow being symbolized in things within the story. We're not going that deep with these short stories. There might be a few things that I might point out, but I won't be depending on the kids to be looking or finding those things. We're reading for content, and I want them to be able to read and understand and then as the year moves on, be able to discuss what they've read in the target language in German. Each test we have will be made up, I said 4 or 5 in the syllabus. I'd probably say 3 or 4 stories, especially in the beginning, short stories, and there'll be homework assigned before those things are, that test is given over that section of material. I'm doing the grading maybe slightly different this year. It's still total points, but the different kinds of grades are weighted. The tests are worth 100 points. Homework, classwork, quizzes are worth 20 points, but they are weighted. For instance, exams overall are worth 50% of your grade. Homework is worth 20%, and it goes down. There's even a percentage, 10% for participation. That's something we're wanting to foster and encourage, since we will be doing some online teaching, and people can kind of get lost in the shuffle sometimes with that. And so we want to foster that in the classroom, and also when we're doing online Wednesdays. There is, I'll just get ahead of myself, there is actually 2 literature classes, and we alternate them every other year. So this is the survey of German Lit class, and then the next year, if they want to continue on, and there'll be students coming in from the German 3 class from last year, but next year's course is a contemporary German Lit class, so more so from the 20th and 21st century, as opposed to, and mainly German Lit, as opposed German literature from Germany, as opposed to literature from various German-speaking parts of the world. Okay, I think that's about it, really. I think everything else is really spelled out in the syllabus. And listen, it's going to be an interesting year. I'm sure that things are going to go fine. I'm hopeful. Pray for us, think about us, and teachers and students alike. And I think we're going to be okay. Just going to take care of each other and make sure it works out. Okay, so please feel free to get hold of me if you need to. Hopefully in the future, not too far from the future, we'll have a chance to meet each other face to face, and not under these circumstances, right? Things will hopefully get back to normal pretty soon. So I will say to all of you, Auf Wiedersehen. I've gone over time. It should be 5 minutes, and I'm at 7 minutes and a half now. So I'll let it go. I have a habit of talking too much sometimes. Tschüss, Auf Wiedersehen.